Hi, thanks for joining me today. This video is going to be released on Valentine's Day 2024, so I thought we would do some poses that focus on our heart. Anytime that we do some front extensions or back bends, it's very beneficial for opening up through the front of the body, which can be beneficial for our heart and for our posture and for our energy level. So let's start in a seated position. You can sit cross-legged up on a folded up towel or a blanket. Have some yoga blocks close by if you have them. If you don't, no worries. You could use a small stool or chair or not use them at all. So your option, but having those if you have them. So in a nice comfortable seated position, find your weight down in your sit bones. So feel the sit bones evenly pressing into whatever you're seated on. Feel a nice length up through the crown of the head, and already think of a little bit of opening across the front of the chest. So letting the shoulders slide onto the back of the body. We have a tendency to let the shoulders round forward, which closes through the chest and the heart. So think of that lift of the sternum, so we bring that nice energy into the front of the body. Though thinking of the lowest ribs drawing towards the hips, so we keep this core engagement. We're not letting the ribs jut forward. Let the hands rest on the thighs, palms up or down, and just take a few moments either with a soft gaze down or with the eyes closed to just begin to take your focus inward, noticing how your body feels physically and energetically, noticing any thoughts or emotions. And then begin to bring your focus and awareness to your breath and your breathing. And as we move through any yoga practice, and this yoga practice today, you want to keep that steady flow and awareness to the breath. As we move the breath and the energy through the body, that helps all of the systems of our body, including our heart. So think of finding that steady, even breath, taking a deep breath in through the nose, and a long breath back out through the nose or the mouth. Just conscious breaths in and out. And keep that steady flow and connection going. And very gently let the eyes open. So again, keeping that rhythm and flow with your breath, gently bring the fingertips out onto the mat beside you. And again, still think of that lift of the sternum. Inhale, float the arms all the way up and overhead. Reach up through the fingertips, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, release the hands down. Bring them behind you. Either take hold of opposite elbows, or you can clasp your hands behind. Draw the shoulder blades together. Think of the sternum lifting. So we're starting to get this opening through the front of the chest. Maybe take the gaze a little up if that feels comfortable for you. If not, make sure you don't let the head drop back, so we don't want to create any discomfort in the back of the neck. It may not feel good for your neck, and if not, just keep your chin towards your collarbones, but get that opening through the chest. So big inhales and exhales here. Really feel that stretch across the front of the chest and think of the heart lifting. And then gently release the hands, float the arms again all the way up and overhead. And exhale, release the hands down. So we're going to come to table pose to all fours. So whatever you were seated on, just put that out of the way. As you come to all fours, spread your fingers wide, wrist under shoulders, knees under hips. Think of that nice neutral position again for the spine. As you exhale, round the spine up towards the ceiling, draw that lower belly in and up, let the head release down, feel that nice stretch through the back of the body, and then inhale, let the pelvis tip forward, lift the heart and the sternum. Again, think of that width across the collarbones as you take the gaze a little forward and up. So we're getting, again, that front extension. Exhale, round the spine. Get just warming up through the spine here before we do a little bit more movement. Inhaling. And exhale. Good. One more time, just like that. Inhale. Nice length up through the crown of the head, extension through the spine, and then exhale into that flexion, pressing away from the mat with the body. And then inhale, come back to neutral. And then as you exhale this time, round the spine again, fold all the way back to a child pose. And then inhale, press into the hands, come back up to your table pose. And now place the elbows directly where your hands are. So let the elbows come down to the mat, forearms to the mat. Walk the knees back a little bit. And then extend the arms forward a little bit. Let the forehead release down towards the mat, coming into a puppy pose or heart to earth pose. So nice stretch here. So if you need a little support, if you have a yoga block, you can let your forehead rest on a block. You can use that blanket or cushion that you were seated on if you need that little bit more support. Just find that steady flow and rhythm with your breath. Again, think of lengthening, tip of tailbone to crown of the head. Let the back of the body fill with the inhale. Think of the heart releasing a little bit more towards the mat as you exhale. And then press into the palms, lift the head slightly, look towards the hands, and we're going to slide all the way onto our belly. So maybe lower the elbows down, bring one arm in front, the other arm in front, straighten the legs, come all the way down, forehead to the mat, feet hip distance apart, press into the tops of the feet, press into the palms, lift the head, walk your elbows back in again. Think of those elbows being right underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel, coming to a Sphinx pose. So we're pressing into the tops of the feet. We're actively drawing the shoulder blades towards the spine. So again, think of those collarbones being nice and wide. Inhale and exhale. And imagine you're isometrically drawing your elbows down towards your hips. You should feel that nice stretch from the lower belly all the way up to the chin. Again, think of the gaze being a little out in front of the mat. You can think of letting the chin lift slightly, but maybe make sure, again, there's no shortening or crunching in the back of the neck. Inhale and exhale. Good. Another breath, getting that nice opening through the front of the body. And then press into the palms, let the elbows come out to the side, lower all the way down. Just let your hands come, arms come to a comfortable position. Turn the head to one side, let everything relax. Arms relax, legs relax, torso relax. Take a breath in and out here. Big breath in and out. And then turn the head the opposite direction. Same thing. Deep inhale and exhale. And then bring the forehead back to the mat. Bring your hands beside your chest. Hug your elbows in towards your ribs. Imagine that with the palms to the mat, you're trying to isometrically, draw your hands down towards your hips. Press into the feet. Press lightly into the hands. We're not pushing with the hands. Lift the forehead, lift the upper chest, coming into a low or baby cobra here. You should be able to lift the hands up without releasing down. So we're not pressing away from the mat with the hands. We're lifting away from the mat with the back of the body, strengthening the back of the body. Hug those elbows in tight. Find your breath. Inhale and exhale. And every inhale, see if you can lift a little bit higher. Inhaling and exhale. Really press into the feet, energy in the legs. Inhale and exhale. Again, lower everything down. Let everything relax. Arms relax, legs relax. Turn the head to one side. Take a breath. Inhale and exhale. Turn the head the opposite direction. Take a breath. And then forehead again back to center, hands again beside the chest, hug the elbows in, press into the hands this time, come up to table pose. In your table pose, exhale, round to a cat pose. Stay here for a couple breaths. So a little counter pose here. Let the back of the body stretch and release. Inhale and exhale. So little flexion to counter that extension that we were just doing. And then coming back to neutral, back to table pose, hands in front, curl your toes under, lift the knees, send your sit bones up and back. Come to a bent knee, downward facing dog. So press into the fingertips, base of the knuckles, let the tailbone reach up towards the ceiling, draw that lower belly in and up. Inhale and exhale. And then very gently, bring a little weight to the left heel. Inhale, lift the right leg up, bend the right knee, step the right foot up behind the right hand, lower that left knee down and curl the toes. Make sure the right heel is underneath the knee, press into the feet. Inhale, float the arms all the way up and overhead, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, release the hands down, just as we did earlier. Interlace the fingers behind you, or you can take hold of opposite elbows. Press down through the knuckles, open up through the front of the body. Lift the heart, lift the sternum. Gaze forward or maybe a little bit up. Press into the feet. Right hip is drawing back. Inhale and exhale. And then release the hands, float the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale the hands down to the mat. So your option here, if you have a block or a stack of books, you can place that underneath the left hand. Bring your right arm out to the side, sweep the arm behind, and place the back of your hand on your lower back. Draw the shoulder blade together and shoulder blades towards the spine. Revolve your torso to the right. Inhale and exhale. Option, if you would like, you can bend the left knee so the toes point up towards the ceiling, and then reach back and see if you can find that left foot with your right hand, a little bit more opening through the front of the chest. You can always leave that foot down and just let that hand rest on the lower back. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly untwist, come back to center. Bring the right hand down. If you were using a block or a prop, move it out of the way. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, step back to your downward facing dog. Maybe pedal through the feet here, or a little shift of the hips side to side, but take a few breaths. Inhale and exhale. And then once again, allow a little weight into the right heel. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Bend the left knee, bring it up behind or beside the left hand. Lower the right knee down and curl the toes. Press into both feet, coming up to your high lunge, or your lunge, low lunge, but coming up with the torso. Float the arms again all the way up and overhead. Reach up through the fingertips. Make sure, again, that left heel is underneath the left knee. And then release the hands down behind. So consider interlacing the fingers this time the opposite way that you did last time. So opposite thumb on top, press down through the knuckles. Or if you clasp the elbows, opposite forearm leading this time. Open up through the front of the body. Lift the heart. Maybe the gaze a little up. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale and exhale. Feel that full expansion of the breath through the front of the body. Good, another breath, inhaling and exhaling. And then releasing the hands again, float the arms all the way up. Exhale, release the hands down. Again, as we come into this twist variation, you can have a block, again, or a stack of books, or a firm cushion even underneath that right hand. Bring the left hand, again, resting across the lower back. Revolve your torso to the left. So we're starting to get this opening collarbone to collarbone. Inhale and exhale. Good. And again, another variation if you'd like. You can bend that back knee, picking that foot up. Maybe you just stay here, or maybe you reach back. Find that foot if you can. open up through the front of the torso. Again, not important. That just adds a little quadricep stretch here. Gives you a little bit of traction for this opening through the left side of the body. You can create that same feeling in this variation here with the hand on the lower back. You're still getting this opening through the chest. Inhale and exhale. And then once again, untwist, come back to center. If you were using a prop, move it out of the way, hands to the mat. Lift the back knee, step back again, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Good, another breath. Find that nice length in your spine. And then very gently release the knees to the mat. Uncurl the toes, fold back to child pose just for a breath. Exhale back. Inhale, come back up to your table pose, and then just bring the feet over to one side. Come back to a seat. And we're going to come to Dandasana and then into a spinal twist. So go ahead and whatever you were seated on to start with, bring that again behind you. Lift your sit bones up, this time with the legs extended forward, legs straight in Dandasana staff pose. So feet are hip distance apart, the feet are flexed, hands on either side of the hips. Roll the shoulders back. So we get this opportunity here to feel that nice opening through the front of the body and that lift of the heart and the sternum. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now bending your right knee, bring the right foot to the outside of the left leg. Make connection with all four corners of the foot if you can to the mat. Left leg stays energized, foot is flexed. Take the left hand threaded underneath the right knee. Draw the right knee towards that left shoulder. Inhale the right arm all the way up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, backstroke the hand down behind you. Land it really close behind that hip. You might need to tuck it under your blanket or cushion that you're seated on. And then again, lengthen up at the inhale. As you exhale, slowly revolve your torso to the right. And think of this movement coming more from the middle part of your torso. So the ribs rotate around, those abdominal muscles rotate around. And think of the collarbone staying nice and wide. Let your head be the last thing to move, gently looking or listening over that right shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Every inhale lengthens the spine. Every exhale maintains the length in the spine while maybe letting yourself release maybe a tiny bit more into the twist. And using the breath to come out of the twist, inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head. As you exhale, slowly untwist, come back to center, bring the right leg out, come back to Dandasana. Again, neutral position here, inhale and exhale, collarbones wide. And now bending the left knee, left foot to the outside of the right leg. Again, think of making connection with all four corners of that foot. So you might need to slide the foot out a little bit, closer more to the outside of the calf, maybe then the knee or the thigh, that's fine. Then the right hand threads underneath the left knee draws towards the right shoulder, extended right leg is flexed. This time, a little different movement into the twist. We're going to take the left fingertips and just sweep them around behind us, opening up through that shoulder. Inhale, lengthen up. And then as you exhale, start to revolve again from the torso. So let those abdominal muscles, those internal and external oblique muscles, revolve you around to the left. And make sure the head is the last thing that moves into the twist. And again, another way to think of that is think of listening over your shoulder rather than looking over your shoulder, because your head and neck will try to do the whole twist for you. So make sure you're feeling that twist through the torso. Inhale and exhale. Again, nice open collarbones, sternum and heart lifting and opening. And again, using the breath as we come back out of the twist. Inhale, lengthen up to make more space between the vertebrae. And then exhale, slowly untwist. Think of each vertebrae just wrapping right back on top of the one below. And then bring the legs again back out to Tadasana. Inhale, lengthen up, widen the collarbones. Inhale and exhale. And then very gently just coming to a comfortable seat. Once again, maybe cross-legged, or if it's more comfortable for you to stay seated with the legs extended, that is fine. So hands on the thighs this time, let the palms face up. And again, really feel this opening across the front of the chest. Maybe, again, soft gaze down or close the eyes. Just notice how you feel. Connect again with your breath. And see if you feel a little bit more of that heart energy moving through the body. And as you're ready, very gently let the eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this practice, discovering how to get a little bit more opening through the front of the body. Again, the first thing we think of is posture. You know, our body has a tendency to be rounded forward with all of the things that we do throughout the day. But these are great poses for really lifting your energy also. Anything we do to open up through the front of the body, through the heart, helps with our energy level. So thanks for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like this video. Check out Grey Horse Yoga in the info section below, and I hope to see you sometime soon in the saddle or on the mat. Thanks. Bye-bye.